Hello everybody, and welcome to today's verbally lesson. We're going to be talking about marriage and soulmates. We're going to wait a couple minutes first for those who have premium memberships to join. If you want to be able to guarantee yourself a slot in one of our lessons, you can sign up for a premium membership, and then you will be able to reserve a space to make sure, because classes can be very popular sometimes, so it's quite hard often to get a space. So let's just wait for other people to join. Tarcisio, is that your name?
Yeah, that's my name.
Hey, how are you doing?
Tarcisio. I've been good, and you?
I'm very good, very good. Where are you coming from? I mean, where do you come from?
I'm from Brazil.
Brazil, cool.
Yeah.
How's the weather in Brazil right now?
So hot.
Really hot already.
It's night, and yeah.
Is it always this hot in March?
Are you from? Well, what?
I said, is it always this hot in March? In the month of March, does it always get so hot? That sounds.
It's hot all the time.
It sounds painful.
Yeah.
I'm just moving.
I would love to live in the UK. Are you from the UK?
Yes.
Aren't you?
Yes. Did you just? Yeah. You could tell by my accent, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm actually in Japan, but I am from the UK. So yeah, the weather.
Accent.
Thank you.
Amazing.
On behalf of my fellow countrymen, thank you for the compliment. Who else we got? Selma. Hello, Selma.
Hello, teacher.
Where are you from?
From Algeria.
From where?
Algeria.
Argentina.
No, Algeria.
Algeria. Sorry, I couldn't hear so well. The connection's not perfect. Cool. Well, welcome to the class. I think everyone's joined now. Got a full class. Hello, everyone. Cool. A couple of familiar faces. I recognize James, Igor, of course. Hello. And that's about it for now.
Hi.
Hey, guys. So, first of all, if 1 second. Ibrahim, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, you need to wear headphones. So you got headphones in?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. Then the other thing is you need to make sure that this is the only window from Verbling that you have open.
Yeah, it is the one open.
Because I can hear some feedback. Whenever I'm talking, you see there's a green line, which means that something's going wrong.
Maybe you could mute yourself. Whenever you're not talking.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to ask. Okay, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, are you still there? Okay, well, whatever. No, he's still. Ibrahim, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you mute yourself when you're not talking?
Yeah. Okay, I will do it.
Are you muting yourself now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. All right. Good. Okay. Thank you. Okay, guys. Good. Well, welcome to the lesson. I'm Zach. I'm English, which you can probably hear. And today I'm going to be talking to you about marriage and soulmates. So hopefully it's a topic we all have some opinions on. And we have a discussion. We have an article that we can discuss, but we're going to start off with some warm-up questions and get you guys talking and maybe start debating the subject. If we need to, we're going to look at the article and learn some vocabulary and talk about it more. But otherwise, we'll just have as more of a kind of free-flow discussion and debate on the topic. Just a few things.
That's why I love your class.
Why? Because we do free-flow discussion?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't always, and sometimes it's not so easy or possible. But we'll try to do that today. You know, I mean, it's also depends on the students. You know, a lot of students have really cool opinions on things, and I find myself learning a lot in the lessons as well. Other students are a bit more quiet, or they don't have much to say on the topic. So often then it helps if we do some reading as well. So, okay, so a couple things before we start. As I just said to Ibrahim, it's really important you're all wearing headphones, so please have some headphones in. Secondly, you should all have a pen and paper like I do, because I put important vocabulary into the chat. I put it into the Verbally chat in capital letters and then the Google chat, and it's really good to have that next to you. And then you can take that away and keep practicing throughout the week when you're not coming on for conversation on Verbally. Otherwise, the third thing is just please pay attention, because it slows the class down a lot if I'm asking you a question or if we're doing a reading together and we're at a certain point in the reading and you can't find your place because you haven't been following. So please try to keep the environment as free of distractions as possible. And we should have a really good class. So let's get going. So the question I was going to ask is, to begin with, and I've got a few questions for you guys, and I'll just have to pick on you because I can't guarantee that anyone's going to speak otherwise. Why do you think marriage is important? Okay, and I'm going to ask. Oh, one other thing. Before the first time you start speaking, please just introduce yourself with your name and say what country you're from. That's the only thing. Okay, so why do you think marriage is important? I'm going to ask James.
Sure. I'm James. I'm from Thailand, Bangkok, and yeah, marriage is important because for me, it's because it's a kind of a commitment that you made to your spouse. For me, yeah.
Okay, but why can't you just say to your spouse, "I'm committed to you"?
Because when a marriage couple when they agree to marriage, that means everything, like half is mine, half of mine is yours, and half of yours is mine. Like you join your life together.
Okay.
So every time when you get a divorce, that's why they split everything into half.
Okay, so it's a way to legally split everything between two people who love each other.
Yeah, to join both of them together.
James, do you think it's fair? There are some very famous cases. There was a musician, for example, called Rod Stewart. I don't know if you know. He's a British musician called Rod Stewart. Oh, Maggie Ann. Anyway, that's one of his songs.
Yeah.
He was in a famous marriage, a famous divorce case, and he had to give millions and millions of pounds to his wife, even though they weren't married for very long, and she didn't really do anything to deserve it, but she took millions of pounds from him that he'd earned from his life, because they had this agreement that what I own is yours, and what you own is mine, kind of thing. Isn't that a bit unfair?
I think he made his decision to marry her as his decision.
So he has to. Okay, so here's a good expression.
He has to.
Mm-hmm.
He has to respond. He is responsible for his decisions already. He know that this would happen. He know that if he divorced the girl, and he would have to split half of his money to the girl.
Okay, so there's a great expression for what you just described, which he made his bed, so he must lie in it.
Yeah.
So we all know to make a bed is to make your bed look nice. My bed is not made right now. And then if you make your bed, you've decided to do this, then you have to lie in it. You're not going to lie in anyone else's bed. So you have to accept personal responsibility. Okay. Cool. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and can I ask you one question?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. How was the couch thing?
Oh, I see.
I didn't get to hear you.
My
say
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna make a very short digression, just so I can explain to James. Couch surfing, right? I did something a couple weeks ago. I was considering. Has anyone heard of couch surfing? Apart from James and Igor, who I've probably told. Can you, Lucia? Can you introduce yourself and tell everyone what couch surfing is?
Sure. I'm Lu. I'm from Peru. And
hi, Lou from Peru.
Yeah, that's right. This is my first time here, actually.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah. Okay, this is just a conversation class, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and you are...
Zach.
You're Zach?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Oh my
And
god.
then-
Really?
Tell us what couch surfing is, Lucia.
No, it's just like we've just had a class with another Zach.
Yeah, but the way he spells his name is not as cool as me.
It's not as
Yeah.
cool as yours.
He
All
spells
right.
he spells it like this. I spell it like that.
Okay. It makes
Oh my
sense.
So
Alright.
you decide whose lessons you want to go to. But I'm just saying, K.
All right.
I love
I'll
the
try
British
then.
people
I'll
say
try
that.
then.
Okay. So do you know what couch surfing is? Do you want to tell everyone, or should I explain?
Yeah, probably you.
Okay. Or is anyone else who wants to explain before I quickly say?
Could you write this word down?
Yes. I think Cody just put it into the chat. I'm going to read what Cody wrote because it's a really good description. Couchsurfing is the new travel sensation where you connect with someone online, you exchange details, and the person will stay on the other person's couch. This gives a truly live-in experience. It also means cheaper accommodation. So it's a really cool website that's great for everyone to know. So I'm doing a mini advert here for Couchsurfing. But you basically, if you're traveling to another country and you are on a tight budget means you do not have much money to spend, then it's a really great way to meet people and they will let you stay for free on their couch. Or if they have a room, in their room maybe, or something like this. And they do this because when they want to go traveling, they would want someone to do the same thing for them, is one reason. And also, often people like to meet people from foreign countries, and like we're doing now, they like to exchange cultures and this kind of thing. I think actually someone did a Verbeling class about couchsurfing, but it's a really, really cool concept. There's another website called Airbnb where you actually pay. It's maybe a little bit safer. You have slightly nicer accommodation, and actually where I'm staying right now is somewhere that I found on Airbnb. But I was saying to the class a few weeks ago that I was going to try couch surfing when I went to Amsterdam, but unfortunately I left it too late because no one responded to me, unfortunately. So I couldn't do this experiment. However, I was going to also do it when I came to Japan. I came to Japan 2 weeks ago, and I tried, but there was another website called Global Freeloaders. Freeloaders.com. Does anyone know what a freeloader is?
No, not at all.
Anyone? Igor? No, any ideas?
No.
Okay. A freeloader is someone that just benefits from other people without doing anything themselves. Okay.
Oh.
So if I go to parties all the time when there's lots of free alcohol and free food and stuff, and I gate crash. Two really good words here. Does anyone know what to gate crash means? Gate crash? I'm putting all this in the chat. Is there anyone that can't see the Verbeling chat? Because then I'll put stuff in the Google chat as well. No?
Nope, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, good. So gate crashing is when you go to a party uninvited. Okay?
Whoa.
So I'm sure we've all done that once upon a time, maybe not. Maybe I'm the only one. But sometimes, you end up at a party, maybe your friend said something about it, but you're not really supposed to be there. And you can also gate crash things like the Oscars. Every year the Oscars has very high security because some people try to gate crash the Oscars. So anyway, if you try to gate crash a party, then often you will be a freeloader because you'll be drinking the alcohol and eating the food that other people supplied to this party. So global freeloaders is like couch surfing because you're freeloading, you're benefiting from other people's accommodation, but it's a joke. It's kind of a joke because they're doing this. They don't have to do this, but they want to do this, so it's okay. But it's not as good as couch surfing. So when I came here to Japan, I almost met someone from this website to do this, but at the very last minute, I chickened out. We all know what chickened out means? To chicken out? To chicken out?
Get a frame?
Igor,
Anyway,
Igor, can you...
Come on, Zach.
I'm asking
Serious?
too. Yeah. Well, all right, James. Don't give me a hard time. I'll tell you why in a second. Igor, can you tell anyone what do you know what chicken out means?
No, no, I don't know.
Okay, Manal, do you know?
Chicken out?
Yeah, to chicken out.
Yeah, when is it the same meaning when we said check out?
Nope. So to check out is when you leave a hotel, almost.
That's right.
When you leave a hotel, you check out. But
Yeah.
if you chicken out, it means you lack the guts.
Afraid.
You're afraid to do something. Thank you very much, Inga, I think, who said that, whoever it was. So you're too afraid. You chicken out. You're going to be brave, but at the last minute, Cody, Mr. Dictionary over here, is very good. He says to enter into something, a situation or place, and then to suddenly decide that you are scared or don't want to be there anymore. This is if you chicken out. So I met this guy. We had some email. His name was Eric, but he seemed a little bit strange. And I kept asking him, what's the address of this place? What's the address of where we're going to go? Because I want to tell my friend, you know, this is the address in case I don't come back or in case something happens. And every time he said, you know what, no, let's just meet at this cafe or let's meet at this place and then we'll go. And probably it was because he didn't know me either, right? So he wants to get to know me as well. But there was no trust, you know, it was just a bunch of text on the internet and I just felt quite strange about it. Because also he was going to leave the country for a week and he was going to give me the keys to his apartment for a week. And he only just would have met me. And I think anyone that does that's a bit crazy. So even though it would have been very good for me if it had been all right, like it felt a bit wrong. So James, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I still haven't tried couch surfing.
It's okay. I understand. I would be chicken out too.
Yeah, you would chicken out too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, the good thing about couch surfing as opposed to global freeloaders is that people, you know, like eBay. I don't know if anyone uses eBay to do transactions and things. eBay is like an online marketplace. It's an online
where you
shop.
sell lots of stuff.
Yeah. And if you buy something on eBay or someone buys something from you, then you can leave a good review, feedback. It's called feedback. Do we all know what feedback is like? Review is like telling someone if they're good or bad. You can leave that for someone on eBay, and this is a good way to build trust in an environment where you do not meet the other party, right? It's not like real life, it's online. So we need something else so I can know that this person's trustworthy, you know? It's like online dating. In fact, we'll talk about online dating in a little bit, but you don't know if the person you're going to meet is a crazy person. And often there are stories about people being really, really horrible and creepy on online dating sites.
Yeah,
so if you have... Like me, thanks. Manal, that was you, that girl that contacted me on the online dating site. I didn't realize. Sorry. Yeah. So.
I'm kidding, Zach.
Yeah. I'm going red now. I was trying to be nice. So yeah, reviews are a really good thing, and couch surfing is very good about trust. It lets you, you know, verify yourself with your telephone. You can send in so they have your phone number. You can ask your friends on Facebook to come and say, you know, this guy's a good guy. You can trust him. And the more times you use it, the better it is for you because you have more and more reviews. And they also encourage you to make a very full profile, right? So this is why I love couch surfing. This is why I want to travel the world. This is why I am willing to show people my city when they come to my city. And all of these are indicators of trust, I think. So whereas global freeloaders, it's just like 5 lines of text. Hello, my name is, I have a couch, I'll see you later, you know? So there's not much trust, is what I'm saying. So, sorry about that digression, and sorry that I'm talking so much. I want to get you guys talking. Let's get back to the subject of marriage. I'm going to ask Manal, how badly do you want to get married? This is not a proposal, by the way.
Oh my God!
Are you proposing?
Yeah,
I'm down on one knee right now. By the way, you can't see me. You can't see me above here, but I'm down on one knee.
Zach, I'm gonna answer the first question. Actually, I can answer this question.
Okay, no problem. Tell me why you think marriage is important.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that God created man for women and women for men. So marriage is a pure relationship to me, I think. So that's why it's important.
Okay.
Even to be honest, I don't believe the men when they say that life without women is perfect, or even women when they say that life without men is perfect. No, I don't think so. You can't live without man, and man cannot live without you. So it's yeah, it's important. It's important.
Do you think it's enough if two people, a man and a woman who love each other, are just if they just say to each other, you know, "I'll be with you forever. I love you." Why do you need the religious side? Do you need the other stuff? Do you need to have it in church or a mosque or wherever? Like, is that important, or can they?
Yeah.
Why?
Me? Yeah. It's important. Look, nothing stay for long. You know, you can know. Sometimes your feeling is changed. Sometimes people is changed. So I don't think that I love you, I'll be with you, and all that stuff is enough
Enough.
for me. Yeah.
Okay, so that Manal, you made a really interesting point. I'm gonna go off what you just said and ask a question to someone else. I'm going to ask Tharcisio. Is it? Did I get it right again or not? Tharcisio.
Can you repeat, please?
Your name. I'm just trying to get your name right. Is it Tharcisio?
It's Tarcisio, yeah.
Tharcisio, yeah. So Manal just said it's not enough to say to someone that you love them, or to buy them a very nice car or necklace or house. You need marriage, because that makes the commitment more concrete, more definite, right? I would then say, but if you need marriage because love and doing nice things for each other is not enough, then does it not feel like more of a burden? Does everyone understand what a burden is? Maybe Cody, Mr. Dictionary, can help us. A burden is something that it feels heavy. You don't want it, really. Like it's something that makes life a bit more hard than easy, right? It's a burden. It's something that you would like to be rid of. You would like to not have in your life. If what Manal is saying is true, does that not make marriage a bit of a burden? And shouldn't you want to love someone because you freely want to love them every day? Why should you have something else that makes it
marriage just make the relationship formal,
So to you,
anything more. It doesn't add anything more.
It doesn't add anything more than just formalizing the relationship, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you love someone, you don't need to get married then.
Okay, so you're a bit more flexible. You think it's not 100% necessary, but why not? Maybe.
Can you repeat, please?
So you're more flexible than most of the people we've been hearing from. You think it's okay to have marriage, but equally, if you love someone, then you shouldn't need to get married to.
I think it's okay, but it's not completely important,
Okay. So you don't look down on people that love each other that don't get married or anything. To look down on someone is to think less of them, to think not such good things, right? You don't look down on those people, Tarcisio? No. Okay.
No. I have no problem.
Okay.
My parents just get married 15 years later. I was born.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. 15 years after you were born.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So that's an interesting model. And why did they decide to do it then?
I really don't know why.
Oh, James, I'm gonna have to mute you for a second. Got some keyboard. You don't know why they chose to do it 15 years after you were born?
What?
Do you know why they chose to marry after 15 years after you were born?
I really don't know.
Okay, no
I
problem.
don't know.
That's all right. Okay, so we had Achle in the chat room who asked me a moment ago, since Manal brought it up, or I brought it up actually, if I've ever tried online dating. And this isn't a class on online dating, but since we're, doing some online stuff together ourselves, we might as well talk about it for a little bit. I've tried it, not very successfully. I've had one or two, interesting, dates or whatever. But I haven't met, I haven't had a girlfriend or anything like that from online dating. I was gonna actually, my next question was like, someone who really wants to get married, where do you look for someone? Like, what kind of places do you go? How can you find someone you might be able to call your soulmate? Do we all know what a soulmate is? The article is actually about soulmates that we may read.
Yeah.
Inga, can you tell us what a soulmate is?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Inga.
Yes, soulmate is a person who is very close to your heart, to your soul, I think, who has the same thinkings about the same thing. And I really believe that there are soulmates, and I don't know. And you know this Chinese proverb? Now I'll check in Google and put in the chat that every two person is connected with the red line or where, which can be. Let me check in the Google. I'll put in the chat box. Right. This one, I think.
Invisible red thread connected to those who destined to meet despite the time, place, and service. Okay, that's a very interesting definition. I didn't expect that, but I like it.
Yes, me too. And I
don't know how the thread can be invisible and red at the same time. But we'll ignore that. Invisible means you cannot see it, but if it is red, then
yes,
you will be able to see it. But anyway, sorry, carry on.
Yes, but it's not in the direct way.
Yes.
You know. Okay. So yes, I believe, but I don't know. You have to go out. You have to. You mustn't. Sit in front of computer and look at that person in the World Wide Web, yes. Mm-hmm. But who knows? Maybe I think all the things is happened very suddenly, and you can't do any prediction about it. Where and when will you find that person?
Okay, not do any prediction, but you cannot predict. The verb is to predict. You cannot predict where or when you will meet that person.
Yes, sorry. Mm-hmm.
No problem. Okay, that's absolutely true. You can't predict it, but you think people should go out and get off their computers. So you don't think two people on Verbling could meet and find out that they were each other's soulmates?
Yes, I don't escape it. Who knows? Yes, all is possible, I think, in this life.
Exactly, anything's possible. I've had some very interesting experiences that I would never have predicted, and they came from doing things outside of my comfort zone. And that
can you share some if you would like to, or if you don't want to, it's okay.
Not right now.
Okay. Sure,
but I might in a little bit. I thought of one, but I was like, I don't want to share that, and I'll probably I'll think of another one because it's happened, a few times that I've met people in very different circumstances. So, I was talking whatever. I'm sort of little private thing, whatever. I'm sort of seeing someone in Japan while I'm here, but I don't know what's going to happen because I'm going back, so it's maybe not good. And we just started talking at a bus stop. So, I don't normally do that, but we just started having a conversation, and, her English wasn't that great, but we could communicate and it was fine. And now, we're seeing each other and it's nice. But so, if I had never started talking to that person at the bus stop, wouldn't have met that person. And I think she's wonderful. She's like an opera singing student or whatever. So sometimes this is what I mean about going outside of your comfort zone. Let me just put that in the chat because I'm not sure everyone's going to know what that means. Outside your comfort zone. Right? So your comfort zone is what you are comfortable with, what you do on a normal, everyday basis. Okay? And often to grow as a human being, it's really important to push those boundaries out and to learn things beyond what you are used to, I think. Because that way you can gain new experiences, you gain more wisdom, you have more interactions with people.
Yeah, sure.
I read when I first came to Tokyo, I read an article about this, and it said, if you do not feel really uncomfortable in this city at least once every day, then you are not experiencing Tokyo. You have to, because everything is in Japanese, no one speaks English, it's very easy to get lost, the food can be very strange, and it said this is part of Tokyo, you have to do this. This is why you are here, to be on an adventure and to push yourself and to go outside of your comfort zone. So
For me, I think Japanese food is awesome.
it's the best thing in this. I mean, it's amazing. Every single day I'm in heaven. It's amazing. So I wish I could. It's so good. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about it.
Have you ever asked yourself, like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here?
Are you talking about Japan or life?
Then, yeah. So,
Yeah.
what am I doing here? Like, well,
Are you asking me why I'm here?
I asked, have you ever asked to yourself, like, what am I doing here?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I really understand your question, Tarcisio. Are you talking?
He meant
Maybe he's
that.
talking about like reasons for doing things in life. Something
Yeah.
like that.
So my philosophy on that. Let me throw that question over to Igor actually, because I'm going to try and make sure everyone's talking, and then I'll give my own answer afterwards. But Igor, do you ever have that sort of feeling?
What is the question? Sorry.
Do you ever ask yourself, what am I doing here, kind of thing?
What am I doing?
Well, in this, I'm not sure. Tarcisio is now changing the question again. I think he means in the city. Okay, so Igor, ignore that for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Tokyo at the moment because I was here 12 years ago. I have some friends here. I wanted to come and see them. I love Japanese culture. I love Japanese food. So those are my reasons for being here. But sometimes I look around and I'm like, this feels like another planet because everything is very foreign to me. I think someone's got another window open because I can hear my voice. I think Ibrahim again. I'm just going to mute you. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, good. Let's keep the discussion going forward. So I was about to talk about online dating. Igor, have you ever tried online dating?
Yes, of course. When I was younger, of course I tried.
Okay. How did you have any success with it?
Yes, of course.
You keep saying "of course" like these are obvious truths. I don't know how obvious any of this is, but maybe I kind of agree with you, but I know a lot of people don't. Will not understand why it's so obvious.
Yes, but when I was younger, now I can't remember how many times and how many times was successful because it was many times.
Okay.
From 60 years old, for example, I tried many times online dating because I was younger. I had free time.
Yep, I had free time.
I had much free time. So I had now nothing to do, and I do what all young people do. I think. Have fun.
I mean, they have fun, but online dating is something that still a lot of people are a bit scared to try. Not as much as they were 10 years ago, but that's why I'm asking specifically about online dating. If you tried that.
No, no, it's not my case. It's not nothing too scary because how to say, I can see photo, but in the past.
What do you mean?
I mean, I can see photo of people with who with person with who I meet. Before to meet, I see photo.
Okay. Before you meet the people, you look at the photo on their online dating profile. Yeah.
Yes. So yes, of course. So but in past, when I met with that girl,
Okay.
so I know with who I met. So if I gave a proposal to Matt, so I gave on basis on on something.
On how she looked.
Of course, is the first.
The first, or the only, or
it's the first, and it's the most important, because if you do not like how the girl look, I think it's senseless to.
But very good word. Senseless is a very good word to use, Igor. But also, if you don't like her personality, then it's senseless, right?
Yes, but personality you will know after you will met.
Okay.
But if, for example, you see on the photo that you do not like her, so what sense you have to meet with that person? If
I actually agree with you on that. Does anyone, Lucia, do you have an opinion on that? Do you think Igor is too superficial?
I completely agree.
No, but I'm asking a girl. I'm asking a girl because I think girls, a lot of guys have the same opinion as Igor, but a lot of girls don't like that opinion. So I'm asking if Lucia thinks he's too superficial. Lucia dropped off as soon as I asked her a question, unfortunately. Superficial. Manal, do you know what superficial means?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Do you know what
Kind of fake.
Kind of, yeah. Selma, do you know?
Yes, someone who is shallow and who is always judging by faces and looks of the people.
Yes,
the
but I'm talking.
appearances.
Yeah, okay, you're right. But the word superficial, in general, it means concerned with appearances. So, I can be superficial. We can talk about the superficial characteristics or the superficial personality traits or something like that. It just means always on the surface, just before you get deeper. So, Selma, let me ask you then. Have you tried online dating before? What do you think of Igor's opinion on that?
Yes, I've tried online dating, but it was unfortunately unsuccessful, because when it came to the moment that I meet that person, he started making up a lot of excuses.
So you didn't meet him?
No, I
Okay.
didn't.
But you have to try more than once.
Actually, from that time, I don't believe in such stuffs. I'm doing my best to stay away from guys, internet guys, virtual guys, because I don't want to repeat the same mistake again. Because I know most of guys are always giving promises that he will come and he will meet you, but when it comes to the when the day comes, they always run in and.
This is so true for some jerk.
What are you asking, James?
I'm saying this is so true for some jerk.
Yeah, there's a lot of jerks out there for sure. But my question to Selma then is: do you not think if you only tried once, you're not giving it, good expression, everyone, a fair shake? A fair shake, which I just put in the chat, means a real chance. You're not giving online dating a chance to work if you quit after your first bad experience. It's like anything. If the first time you try to learn to ride a bicycle, you're going to fall over, then you're never going to learn to ride the bicycle if you don't get back up and keep trying, right?
Hi, Zach.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Ahla. Nice to see you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I would like to share.
Okay, let's just see. Yeah, okay, we'll come to you in a second. Let's just see if Salma had what Salma has to say about that.
You know, when it comes to an Arabic guy, I mean, someone who is living in the same country,
Hmm.
I may try, but if he is foreigners, I cannot do that in any ways because I don't get along with foreigners, and I found a lot of difficulties while talking to them. So I'm always feeling uncomfortable and always feel like I need to watch my words because people may misunderstand you.
Yes.
Uh-huh. It's not the case like the guy in your of your country. I mean, you say a lot of stuff. You have a lot of things in common, but for foreigners, it's not the
It's not
case.
good.
It's not the same
I'm
thing.
just, but Salma, my question to you is, there are online dating sites in your country, right? What country are you from?
Algeria.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm sorry, I already asked you that. There are online dating sites in Algeria. There are Arabic men on these online dating sites, right?
Yes, but in Algeria we have the case of traditional wedding. So it's for it's family. I mean the woman.
Arranged marriages, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
so so that's the first problem then. If you don't, why if you're happy with arranged marriage, then why are you on an online dating site? Or why did you, sorry, why did you try it if that's what was going to happen?
You know, I was bored and I want to have fun, so I've chosen the online dating. So
Okay.
that, yes.
So it sounds like you have the option. Like you don't, arranged marriage doesn't have to be arranged marriage, but if you meet someone, you fall in love, then it'd be fine if you married them. Maybe
Actually,
not.
I have no idea. I have no idea about that because I'm not thinking about marriage at all.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you for sharing all that with us. I appreciate it. Akla, were you gonna chip in there?
Yeah. Um, I'm watching this movie. It's called The Catfish. It's on the MTV everywhere. It shows the experience of real life people who have been online dating over Skype or MySpace or whatever, and they are showing their experience. And after maybe 1 year or 2 years dating online, they got to get this person, whoever whom he is, they got to see him face to face. And actually, most of these stories, they are so disappointed to both sides. There was this girl who was dating this man for over 6 months, and when she decided to see him face to face, of course, he tried to delay it that whenever he can. Then when the presenter, he decided to make that happen, and she, when the time came, she was really shocked because the man was actually this girl who wanted to make revenge with her.
Wow.
And there was no man at all, yeah. And most of the people there, I mean, I'm in this closed culture. I'm unable to date online or to meet a person, whoever whom he is. But in the States, that was really shocking. They have the ability to speak to them face to face. They have the ability to see them, to know them, and they decided to go just online, like a safe choice. And unfortunately, as I said, the result was disappointing.
Yeah. Okay. So that definitely happens. What I would say, I read a story that was even worse. 2 days ago, about a boy in France who was online dating with someone, or they met online. I'm not sure if it was on an online dating website, but they had not seen each other. And then eventually, the woman, after like 6 months, sends the boy a picture, and it's this beautiful blonde. Looks like a bombshell, like a blonde bombshell is a beautiful blonde girl. And then the boy is like, okay, I have to meet. And so they arrange to go to an island or a beach or something in France, near where they both are. And he sees her from a distance, and he gets closer and closer and closer to her. And when he finally gets close enough, he realizes it's his mother.
Wow.
Oh my God, it's the shock of his life.
Oh yeah. And he
He's
said
gonna hate all the women.
and she was married still to his father. So
Wow.
Oh my God.
his father then banned her. You know, to ban is to forbid, banned her from online or internet. She couldn't go on the internet anymore in the house. And
Wow.
he was actually quite positive about it. He said, well, at least now I got to see a side to my mother, you know, because they were having quite sort of sexy conversations before they
Oh my
met.
God.
I know, that's what made
Oh
it so
my
disturbing.
God.
But he said, you know, at least now I got to see a side to my mother that I never knew existed or I never thought about. So, you know,
Oh, that's sick.
to him, well,
Zach,
it's
how do you know about this story? Where do you...
believe it or not, Facebook. Someone posted the article on Facebook, and I clicked, and it brought up the article. So you know, you never know. It's always possible. Maybe someone
Is
fabricated.
it a true story?
Fabricated. Yeah, I could try and
Make
find
it up.
it and post it. I certainly didn't make it up. I read it, but you never know. I can't. I wasn't there. You know, you never know if it happened. But I can see something like that happening, and I've heard similar stories about that kind of thing. So you never know. But go ahead, Igor.
I think everyone from us can made up such story and to write on Facebook.
Well, no, they didn't write a Facebook. It was a picture, a photograph of the article in the newspaper, right? So it would have taken quite a bit of work to make it up properly and like Photoshop the whole thing and blah blah blah.
But you know that exist articles from yellow press, yes, yellow press.
I don't know if that's what you mean, but I know something where you can type in a story and it will make it look like it's from a news article. Is that what you mean?
No,
No. I mean that yellow press. Do you know this term?
No.
Press were rumors.
Oh yes.
Tabloids.
Yes.
It's yellow press or another name.
No, you're right. That is yellow press. Yeah. Sorry, it's just not very common, but you're exactly right.
So if you go to buy some yellow press, you'll find all kind of stories, I think.
Yep.
So you
could be right.
You shouldn't believe in all stories
No.
what you see on the net.
Don't shoot the messenger. That's all I'm saying. Don't shoot. Do you know that expression? Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying that I read this story on Facebook. You know, someone had posted the article, and I'm just saying I'm not trying to make a claim that it's true or not true. Maybe it probably sounds like I am because I'm telling the story, but I should have started off by saying I found this on Facebook or whatever. Maybe you're completely right. Like maybe it's not true.
For me, it sound stupid. How to say?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely
without sense.
You mean it sounds like it could never happen?
Well,
without sense, I don't know.
Go ahead.
I can't believe that because I have read before 2 days in a manualism website. It was a question from a guy, a stupid guy actually, who said that I'm sorry to say the question, but he asked other men that can I do love with my mom? So I think it's not.
Well, this is it's
not unreal story. I think it's true what Zach said because they have been read for 2 days this silly question.
Yeah. So it's a horrible subject. It's a taboo. Okay, so a couple new words to learn, guys. One is taboo, which means something in society that we do not really talk about, right? Sometimes it's for a good reason that we don't talk about this. Other times it's just because it's a particularly disgusting or hard to talk about subject or whatever. But obviously what we're talking about now, sort of, is called incest, right? So incest is when two people, you know, so I went scuba diving in Israel a few years ago and I saw like a mother and a son of dolphins that were having intercourse together. And it's in the animal kingdom, and that's incest, and that happens in certain species of animals and things like that. Obviously, it doesn't happen very much in human society, and I think that's a good thing for many reasons. But anyway, there are cases of it. But even so, this story I told isn't about incest because nothing happened. It's just a really uncomfortable coincidence that happened between two people. Ronnie, were you about to say something a second ago when Igor was talking? Is it Ronnie or Ronnie?
Ronnie. But
Ronnie.
no, I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you then. Have you tried online dating since we're on the subject?
No, I've never tried that. But my brother had done a similar thing. He met a couple of him a few years ago through radio messages. Something like, my name is, oh, I'm sorry, my name is Ronnie, I'm from Colombia. My brother sent a message through radio, like, my name is Victor, I want to meet girls between this and that age. Call me, my number is blah, 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 blah. And he met a girl and he became her boyfriend, and they they remained together for about 7 years, something like that.
Wow.
And he met her through that radio service.
I've never heard of anything like that. I mean, a radio service or anything, you know.
Here in Colombia, it is kind of popular, and most of it in night programs, in some radio and
Okay. And so that story didn't inspire you to try that?
no, not a bit. I don't agree with that method. Those kind of ways to meet people. I don't trust it.
Okay, so that's then I want to hear from you. What's the problem?
I think I have a vision. I don't want to offend anyone, but I believe that people who do that are kind of losers. I repeat, I don't want to
That's
hurt
okay.
any
It's
feelings.
okay. It's okay.
But that's my way. That's the way I see it. If you want to meet people, go outside and meet them.
But Roni, I don't agree with you, and that's fine. I don't want to offend you either, but I do
Okay.
think you're wrong. Why should you necessarily meet someone? Why is it better necessarily to meet someone in a bar than on a computer? I'm
Not
asking you
in a
to.
bar. I'm not speaking about those flirting with people in bars or discos. I'm talking about living and meeting people through it.
Yeah, but if it's a priority and if you leave it to chance, right, which is what you're talking about, leaving it to chance. If people all left it to chance all the time, then there'd be much fewer married people or people in happy relationships around the world in total. So if this is something that brings people a lot of happiness, then why should they not try directly to pursue that? Maybe not too much, because people that do that then tend to forget about the rest of their life, and actually maybe you become a bit less attractive if that's all you're spending your time doing, looking for someone else. But why shouldn't they devote some of their time to doing that instead of just leaving it completely to fate, which may see them end up old, 90 years old, single their whole life, never found anyone, and they had a really unhappy life, and you only get one life, right?
And do actually.
Sorry, Ronnie, go ahead, and then we'll ask Aleph to chip in.
But I'm not saying, I'm not talking about leaving it to chance. I'm talking about if you're interested in meeting someone, why couldn't you do like what you did? Talk to a girl in a bus stop or something. I mean, if you need to try and meet people using using media or ways like
Social
online
media.
dating, social media. You seem like someone that lacks the courage to try it out, person to person, or lack the confidence in yourself. That's the way I see it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay. Ibrahim, are you with us? Ibrahim?
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Where are you from, Ibrahim?
I'm from Guinea.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question, and we're going to have to end the class on this question, unfortunately. I think it's been a very interesting class, but we are running out of time. Do you think human beings were born, do you think it's in the biology of human beings to be with someone forever, your whole life? Do you think it's part of our biology?
What is it? Can you start again, please?
Okay, you have to try and keep the background quiet there, Ibrahim, because it's quite noisy at the moment. Do you think it's part of human biology to find someone and to be with that person all the time, or do you think it's natural for human beings?
I think it is natural for human beings, right?
Okay, do you understand my question? Do you understand the question, Ibrahim?
Can hear you.
Okay, Ibrahim, we're gonna, because the class is coming to an end. I'm really sorry. We're gonna just move on for a moment. But hopefully, if you come to the next class, you can speak some more. And I'd love to hear your opinion on that subject. Akla, what were you going to say a moment ago in response to Ronnie?
Yeah, I said the fact that we are spending maybe most of our lives today online, that fact doesn't really makes it wrong to meet people online, but we have to be careful about it. We have to know everything about this person, try to meet him once in a while and try to work it out. Let the people around us give their share of the decision, if this is right or wrong. But I do think that sometimes it does work. There is a happy ending for that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to end on this thought, and this is like Jerry Springer's final thought. This doesn't mean I'm not trying to say this is the truth, but this is just my opinion since I like to talk. I agree with what Akla said, and I think the story about catfish that she was telling us about and the boy meeting his mother, these are because of bad strategies, right? It's not a good strategy if you're trying to meet someone to spend 6 months or 12 months talking to them just with text. You know, like the guy from Global Freeloaders that I was talking about, it was just text, so I didn't really know him. I didn't really experience him as a human being, because then you're investing, and then you may end up meeting them and they turn out to be unattractive to you, or a man when they say they're a woman, or completely different. And then you've invested all of this time and energy that's been completely wasted. So I don't think those stories are problems with online dating. I think they're problems with people's strategies when they've decided to do this. And then in contrast to Ronnie's opinion, which I think a lot of people have, I also agree with Akla that we spend more time online now than we ever have before. I mean, 15 years ago, the internet didn't exist. Now people spend more time in America on the internet than they do watching television, right? On their mobile phones or whatever. So this is a fact of life now. So to me, yes, I will talk to people at bus stops, and I will always do that. Maybe not always. It's a rare occurrence, but if I have the courage. But you know, if we're just talking about meeting people, then you know, there's an online version of a bus stop, right? You may see someone on another website and wave to them passing by, and just because it's digital, you know, I know what Ronnie means. Because it's still new and it feels different, and obviously you have a barrier because you're not actually face to face with this person, which is why I'm annoyed that everyone's got their camera switched off in this lesson, but that's okay. But this is my point: is like online is becoming more and more like day to day. Thank you, James, in the last minute of the lesson. But anyway, but online is becoming more and more like this, and 5-10 years from now, right? It may be that we always have face-to-face interactions, right? We don't know where the internet's going, but already in the last 10 or 15 years, people have got closer and closer and closer online. I think so. So I kind of see it as the same thing. Right? You meet someone online, you meet them in real life. The difference is how much of your time you are investing in the activity to try and find your partner. And if it's too much, then that's not a good thing, because you're not paying attention to other things in life that's going to actually make you more attractive to that other person. But I do think it's okay for people to spend some time doing that. So, all right, guys, thank you very much for all coming. It's been very interesting to me anyway. I hope you guys learned a few things. We are going to be doing another role play. This will be the last role play for a while. If any of you, I think Igor and Manal have the only two who've been here for the last couple of weeks. We did some transport role plays and some socializing role plays, and we had some more on each of those to do. So we're just going to finish off with those two and do some interesting interactions that you might come across if you're living in an English-speaking country. So hopefully I'll see all of you. This is right now, by the way. Sorry, I have another class right now. So hopefully I'll see some of you in the next class. And those that I don't see, I hope to see you all soon. And Akhla, very nice to see you again. I hope you can come.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all for coming. I hope you learned a few new words and got some good practice listening and speaking English today.
Thank you.
Okay, see you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.